Hello, my name is Alana Ginsburg, and this talk is on the integrated satellite analysis of cropland and rangeland dynamics, specifically in Senegal. Over 50% of land on Earth is covered by rangelands, according to a study done in 2022. This land currently faces increasing pressures as world population grows from food production needs, conservation, urbanization, and development. Rangeland refers to any land that is used for sustaining herds and livestock, and it is typically ill-suited towards agriculture. It can be both grazed and wild. Rangeland is a major component of the Sudano-Sahelian zone, a region located directly below the Saharan desert. This leads to poor sandy soils as well as sporadically occurring drought, as stated by Sal et al. 2016. Senegal is seen here, indicated by the red marker. This figure shows the seasonal latitudinal NDVI gradient across Senegal, which follows its rainy season that typically lasts from June to October. As this season begins, pastoralists migrate in opposition to this gradient, beginning in the north. These images both show rangeland subject to the pressure of encroaching agriculture. Transhumance is a term used to describe the migration patterns and livelihoods of pastoralists and their livestock herds. The lean season refers to the period in between when one harvest runs out before the next one can come in, and in 2018 there was a drought that led to this period being longer than average, as shown by this diagram from the New Humanitarian, and this affected both pastoralists and farmers alike. This map shows where there are regions in Senegal where food security was heightened as a result of the drought, and it also displays some of the major transhumance corridors in eastern Senegal based off of mapping done by Kitchell et al. 2014. My main goal for this study was to perform an integrated analysis of Earth observation data that could better capture the relationship between cropland and rangeland use class types, specifically in this instance of drought in Senegal. Here is also a diagram of my methods, including the datasets that I use and what I aim to get from my results. This slide further details the land use datasets that I use. The USGS dataset can be seen on the left, while the right features the Esri dataset, which is able to capture changes in small periods of time. And this can be seen in the graph above that shows how the cropland ratio for 2018 was lower than that in years 2017 and 2019, and also the ratio for rangeland was highest in 2018, which makes sense with the drought trends seen there. These maps show rainfall flux as masked by USGS rangeland and cropland pixels. There are many more rangeland pixels than there are cropland pixels, and the values for rainfall flux tend to be higher for rangeland than they are for cropland. Rainfall flux is a measure of variability in rainfall on average per month, so seeing a higher rainfall flux for rangeland means there should be more variability in rainfall profiles for rangeland. Here's some rainfall profiles from the years in this study separated by rangeland and cropland, as well as the profile for the 2017 season. The most significant thing here is the early maturity seen in the 2018 rangeland profile, and this likely states the deficiencies that were experienced during that season before the rainfall was restored in August of 2018. We can see the apparent drop-off in rainfall at the end of the 2017 rainy season. The vulnerability of pastoralists to climate change, as well as rangeland land use change being an aggravator of conflict, are two current concerns in rural regions of Senegal. These are also drivers of population growth to urban areas. Besides helping to inform these efforts, having a better understanding of the relationship between cropland and rangeland areas can help better inform water resource management. The major limitation in this study was not being able to validate my land use datasets with ground truth data. In the future, this analysis could inform the creation of land use change models as well as frameworks and apps to share the data with stakeholders. Thank you everyone for listening, and I'd like to add a thank you to my advisor, Dr. Catherine Nakalembe, as well as the American Geographical Society for giving me this opportunity.